So it's Good Friday because Isaiah 53 verse 5 says he was wounded for our transgression, bruised for our iniquities. And the chastisement of our peace was upon him. And they said by his stripes we were healed. Guess what? Why is it Good Friday? By his stripes we were healed. If there was no stripes, there would be no healing. So it's Good Friday because everything that happened to him made us happen in life and destiny.
Quite thought-provoking. But there are some practices attached to Good Friday. For instance, the avoidance of meat and all of that. Where did that stem from?
I started by telling you that God nominated us, we denominated ourselves. You see, there are human interpretations to kingdom principles. As we make progress, everybody gives his translations, his interpretations, whether grammatically, otherwise. Are you get what I'm saying? We have the King James Version, we have the NIV, we have the TPT, we have the Amplified, we have the Good News. This whole thing says one thing, but interpretation. Coming back to what you said, some people say you don't eat meat on a Good Friday. You know why?
No.
The earlier we understand the difference between, that's one of the things I celebrate about the man called Apostle Paul. It will get to a point and tell you, this is me talking. This is God talking. There's a point you grow to, you become, I don't want to use the word an idol. People idolize you. That every word you speak, they take it. They run with it. That's when leadership should be able to differentiate between what God told them and what they are saying. Are you getting me? So now, when you say, somebody came up and said, Jesus was wounded today. Jesus was flogged today. His body was flogged. This is the day he was punished for us. And said, therefore, we are not eating meat. I don't think the person said, Romans chapter 1 verse 28, Romans chapter 1 verse 1000 says you should not eat meat. Can I talk about my opinion?
Please do.
The best day to eat meat is today.
Why do you say so?
Because Jesus took his body and broke it and gave to us. And said, this is my body. This is my body. Eat. He took the cup and said, this is the blood of the new covenant, which shall be shed for you all. Drink it. So if Jesus gave us his body and his blood to eat and drink for the remission of sin and for the establishment of the New Testament, that the best day to eat the best part of your meat is today.
Amazing. I'm really enjoying this. But let's talk about the fasting season that precedes the Easter celebration. Okay. Where did that stem from and what's the significance?
You see, I started by telling you some of these things started from a certain denominations and otherwise. Now, fasting is not a bad thing. When people decide to keep the process holy and close it up, as it were, the process of Jesus. I came from a particular side before I came to become a Pentecostal pastor. I was an altar boy. I was involved in the different 5 joyous mysteries, the stations of the cross. We go through the Lenten period, where we go through a lot of processes before we come to the Ash, the Palm Sunday, and every other thing that takes place. The fasting is scriptural. The timing and the program and the event may be human, but putting all together is not a bad process to a beautiful celebration.
So the 40 days and all of the practice that goes into it has nothing to do with...
Jesus fasted for 40 days, so we can choose to also fast for 40 days.
Okay, so...
Okay, let me butt in here. Looking at the way people go about this Easter celebration, I'm still hitting hard on it a little bit. Yeah. Some persons know, or people somehow celebrate it with eggs.
With what?
With eggs.
I'm hearing for the first time.
Really?
I'm hearing for the first time.
Okay, so because I wanted to ask, if people could go about celebrating such ceremony, such observance with eggs, doesn't it have like a connotation or a link with pagan practice?
You see, there are Our understanding differs. Our interpretation differs. Are you getting me? Our understanding differs. Our interpretation differs. There are people who can I deviate? I often say to people, don't make a doctrine out of your personal experience. There are ministries today who started repenting of the things they used to do or they used to insist on. You know why? Jesus spat on the earth to open the eyes of a blind guy. Is it true? And said, go to River Saloa and wash. It was done once in his lifetime on earth. Is it true? Mm-hmm. Now, somebody can have that experience and turn it to a doctrine. Like, spit on the earth, open blind eye. Spit on the earth. God does his things as occasion demands. God may have told somebody, dance, and the person dances and gets a miracle. It doesn't mean that God is telling you, it's now operation dance and be free. It now becomes a doctrinal practice. I don't know where the egg came from, but I want to believe somebody had an experience or had an encounter, and then the person decided to doctrinize it. In all we do, I am not a supporter of doctrines. I'm a supporter of scriptures. Whatever is not biblical should be let out of it. So I've not seen in scriptures where egg is. Neither am I criticizing the use of egg. Are you getting me? The truth is that there are things God will tell you to do that may not be in the Bible, but it does not contradict the Bible.
Well, let's just, bring this home, especially looking at the Omega Fire Ministries, which you serve with. You have served in different parts of the country. Talk about Edo, talk about Lagos, where you are right now. Benue, and different parts of the country. So you are a grounded minister when it comes to that particular ministry. First, before I go into the other question, I'd like to know how Easter or Good Friday has been celebrated in your church.
I have a VG tonight.
Okay.
My boss is doing a meeting this morning, our headquarters.
That's Pastor Suleiman.
Yes, he's doing a meeting this morning. How do we celebrate it? We bring to be the benefit of it all. Like, for example, he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we were healed. Isaiah 53 verse 5. That's one. Then number two, why did he come to die? He came to die for the salvation of souls. So today, this period is a good period to do, to get people saved, pray for the sick, empower people, to go about his purpose. Like there's a ministry at certain celebrations, I don't know about them in Easter period, they do what they call, let's go fishing. It's just an act to fulfill the actual purpose for the season.
All right, we have to go now. But quickly, I know that there have been a lot of accusations and attacks on men of God, especially, Pastor Johnson Suleiman, who is, of course, heading Omega Fire Ministries. What's your reaction to all of this, especially when it comes to men of God? In wrapping up, we have just 30 seconds.
First, I'll tell you that Apostle Johnson Suleiman, not because he's my father in the Lord, his uniqueness and authenticity is part of the reasons for the battle. Yes. I'm an engineer by profession, and I can tell you categorically that when a body is in a parallel direction, there's no opposition. When a body takes an opposite direction, there's going to be also always a counter reaction. There's a stand you take. When I keep telling you what you want to hear, you can never fight me. But the day I tell you what you don't want to hear, you oppose me. That's number one. Then see, there are different kinds of ministries. We have the teaching ministry and the power ministry. The teaching ministry does not suffer accusation like the power ministry. Because in the teaching ministry, you can come demonize and go back demonize. But in the power ministry, there's a reaction. That's why you hear demons cry out, have you come to torment us before our time? Such demons have a tendency to reinforce through human agent and form an attack on certain people. That's why check statistically, the ministries with more attacks are the power and the prophetic ministry because of the effect of what they do.
All right, we'll just leave it there. I know there's still so much to talk about, and we'll probably bring you back to focus on that particular aspect. It will be good to have you again because I really had fun all the way. Thank you so much. You have made our Good Friday a really good one, and we know that we're going to enjoy the Easter celebrations too. And we wish you all the best, even as you go about your video and all of the celebrations for the Easter season.
God bless.
Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Fidelis Ayemoba, Senior Pastor, Omega Fire Ministry, Lagos State. It's been a pleasure having him on the show this morning. And of course, we have to wrap up the show. You know how they say that something or good things always have, you know, an end eventually. My name is Omobolanle Adeshi. Thank you so much and have a fantastic, beautiful, awesome Easter celebrations.
I'm Samuel Okata. Thank you so much for staying with us. Bye for now.